This is Void War. If you were to take Faster Than Light FTL and mix it with Warhammer 40k and just that, you would get this game. Now what's crazy, unlike Warhammer 40k, the God King is fallen in this one, aka the Emperor, Big Daddy himself. And look at all of the different like modules within the ship. We're gonna take this ship on an epic adventure where you're gonna meet the worst possible things you can imagine existing in space, and we're gonna kill all of them, hopefully. Hopefully we don't die. We're probably gonna die, but it's gonna be epic. We're engaging the subspace drive. We're going on a warp. Oh, look at that. What's that? I don't know. Let's go find out. And look at that. We've met an Imperial Corvette. So essentially right now I'm gonna pause the game and I'm gonna start powering up my systems because, wait a second, these guys are suckers. I'm gonna take Horturn and Vin right here, these big hulking Imperial enforcers, and I'm gonna launch them across space. I'm not gonna use a storm cannon or a bolt cannon. Guns are for suckers. I'm loading up my crew in my assault sled, and I'm gonna slam right into this ship, and I'm gonna kill everybody on board. I'm not even gonna bother shooting stuff, because look at these two guys. They're already on board, and they're killing these Imperial recruits, Imperial husks, and now, like, the captain's fighting us, but he's a knucklehead. Go kill this dude. And now, after boarding the enemy ship, killing everybody on it, well, we get some scrap metal, which is the currency in this game, and we get some munitions, which is basically missiles. Now, before we warp out of here, I do have to recall the crew, otherwise we'd leave them here, and they would be a little upset. I'd be a little bit upset because, well, we can't use them anymore. Now, I could sit here and shoot this ship to smithereens, or I could just, like, go on my merry way and get here to this Imperial Shrine. Now, there's a lot of, like, you know, grim, dark style fantasy going along here. You arrive at an old Imperial shrine. Its structure's worn, but its solemn presence commands respect. Does it? I'm gonna pledge myself to it just because I like free stuff. I'm a space pirate as far as I'm concerned, so we'll pledge our allegiance to a lot of people. And that's about as far as it's gonna go for me. Now we can go to an unvisited node, or we can go to a merchant who's a shaman. Okay. They're gonna read my mind, so we gotta be nice here. Hello there. Let's go ahead and talk.
The creation of husks is both reviled and accepted by denizens of the Empire.
Okay, I would like to purchase some of your husks. So, looking at the crew that is available, it's a bunch of noobs. Oh my god, a necromancer? Okay, that's kind of creepy. Summons 2 ghouls in the target room. Kind of creepy. Hey guys, do we want someone who likes dead bodies on our spaceship? We're gonna be stuck with them for a long time. No? Okay. There's a lot of creepy stuff going on. I'm gonna go ahead and take this recruit. If someone needs to die, it's always the dude. It's the red shirts, right? The red shirts are the ones that die? Now, this guy was selling psychomancy stuff, and I know nothing about that. We don't have a lot of munitions, but I also can't fire any missile systems because we don't have any missile weapons systems. That's how it works. I'm gonna go ahead and save my money. This was a waste of my time. I guess I could always blow them up, which is kind of funny, but we won't. But I love in games like these where you have the option to, like, rob the merchants. Your ship re-enters real space near a techno-cult convoy. These are the people who like to listen to Darude Sandstorm on repeat. There's a ship transporting relics and a ship transporting armaments, and we can attack them. Let's take armaments. Sounds pretty cool. Now, looking at the... Whoa! That ship kind of looks beefy. But looking at all the crew, it's a bunch of little husks, and then 1 engineer. These guys are suckers. Now, what we're gonna do is send Big Daddy Vin and Big Daddy Horton. Gentlemen, I can't see in their ship no more. All right, we want to pick a small room that only 2 people can get in to fight. All right, we're gonna hit their engine block. You man the weapon systems. So now they're gonna pile in here. We'll kill them one by one, and hopefully our shields hold long enough to deal with their ordnance. Now at this point, we should be able to take this on. We're dealing with their engineer. We've taken no hull hits, and now all we gotta do is take out this dude, the guy who's in, like, basically the throne. Oh, and look at that. You recover the weapons from the remains. A radium blaster, of which I don't even know what that means, but it sounds powerful. Recall the crew. Welcome back aboard the ship. Now you'll notice that their health is a little bit low, and it's sort of like blinking here. That's how much health we'll recover every time we go through the warp. So hopefully there's not enemies over here, but there probably are. Look at that, an Imperial Corvette, hostile, waiting for us. Oh, You see this chest right here? There's goodies on board. So if I destroy the ship, I don't get them. But if I kill everybody on board, well, you get the idea. We're space pirates, guys. I guess the God Emperor died, and we're like, you know what? When life gives you lemons, we're just gonna say screw it and bail. And live a life of piracy, which honestly sounds like a lot more fun than being these dudes. You know, in an Imperium where they take old bodies and turn them into robots and stuff like that. So we have successfully destroyed the enemy.
The enemy crew's been killed.
We find some scrap metal, and then this is what was in that chest. More scrap metal and a fusion charge, which sounds like sort of like a grenade. So we'll call the crew again. Now, unfortunately, I'm in a situation where the next warp, we won't be able to board the enemy ship, and we might just have to do it the old-fashioned way, aka with the shooty stuff. And that's exactly what we're gonna have to do. This is a chromic warship.
Awaken your steel and do not disappoint me.
Okay, so I think the chromic people are like the worshippers of Khorne in the Warhammer 40k universe. They're a bunch of psychos, man. Now, we've got 3 power. Charge time is 11 seconds, 10 seconds, and 12 seconds. Okay, so this thing looks like it damages crew. What we're gonna wanna do is power up these 2 weapon systems. We're gonna turn them on auto fire, and we're gonna target their shields, and we're gonna just have to duke this out and hope that we can outshoot this. Now, looking at the enemy ship, looks like it's not even full hull strength. They've only got 6, but they do have 1 shield. And they have a 15% chance of evading any of the shots we fire. So they fired 1 gun, our shields were up, and we hit the enemy ship, and look at that. Now we can pause, we see a berserker and 3 husks. So this guy is like, I like blood and all that weird stuff. Oh wow, they're sending everybody to repair their shields. But the shields are down, and not only that, but every time we shoot that ship, we'll actually do damage to the crew. But like I said, man, we're space pirates, and these guys is a bunch of knucklehead who worship blood. That's just weird. And from this, ooh, I can take an engineer, or I could do some scrap metal and some other stuff. I want another crew member. This engineer is going to dramatically increase our ability to repair while in the middle of fights. So this is dealing 5 damage to a nearby system. I'm gonna go ahead and just keep that in the inventory. So at this point, we wanna get to the mercenary broker to buy some more crew members. What is that? An abstract wound? That's not creepy. Let's find out what that is. But first, let's go to the shipyard, a nice safe place to rest. We'll be able to replenish some of our boarding crew's health. And we get a classic choice. What do you wanna do? I don't need to repair hull. I do need to heal injuries, and while I do want, this is so awkward. Hey, do you want a machine slave? Well, I don't believe in slavery, but I guess if that's the only option. I'm gonna go ahead and take healing our injuries. In the grim darkness of the far future, you may be against slavery, but you'll still have to have some, I guess. It's weird, man. I'm telling you, man, grimdark stuff gets dark.
An extremist group has infiltrated a local space colony.
Okay, so this is one of those things where, like, do you want to be a good person? Oh my gosh, there's 17.5 billion people on this planet, and if I don't do anything, they might all die? Let's move on. I'm just kidding. Hello, extremists. What's up, knuckleheads? Where was Gondor? I mean, where was the Empire when the raiders came to slaughter our brothers and enslave our sons and daughters? Oh my god. Yeah, that's kind of dark. Where was the Empire? Yeah, violence is bad, guys. All right. Oh my god, that worked. Wow, I totally thought we were gonna have to fight these people. Hey guys, violence is bad. Thanks for the ballistic shield. And we got 4 munitions. So we go up to 7, and not only that, but check this out. Hey, Big Daddy, we're gonna give you some, oh what, it's a tool slot? Sons of biscuits? I guess we'll give it to our engineer. We want him to survive more than we want the Imperial recruit. Nothing against you, recruit, you're just the new guy. Now, we've got 116 scrap metal. We've just reached a merchant. Let's go ahead and see what they have to say about how dark the universe we're in is.
Everyone laughed when I said blast doors were just as important as shielding. But I am still standing here and they're not.
Oh my god, they all died. Okay, so we can choose attack. We're not gonna do that. I don't really know the benefits of that. But this is what I wanted. I wanted some big daddy soldiers. So it looks like all of these are marshals. I can buy some Duraplate armor, which increases hit points. I can get weapon systems like a ceremonial sword or a siege claw. And then there's even more like guns and spears and power fields. This is awesome. I know I want another crew member, so we'll take one of them. And we got 41, so we have to be very judicious. The best defense is actually a strong offense, or so I've been told online, and you know they won't lie. Plus 2 DPS or 1 DPS in large rooms. I'm gonna take, I do want the armor, and I do want the beam carbine, because that sounds cool. Now we're gonna upgrade our troop here. Horton, you got the armor and the gun. Don't tell Vin, he'll be jealous. We're gonna take our warp, and I mean, against better judgment, I'm curious what the abstract wound is. And all I have to say is in space, if you're curious, nothing ever bad happens if you go to the space station where there's giant spiders. Whoa. Skeletons, the necromancer. So they're all incredibly, incredibly weak, and there's one berserker aboard who could prove to be a little bit of an issue. Now, what's the difference between the Imperial Marshal? He does 3 damage. I mean, these guys have more health, so we'll send them. And listen, this is the game that so far I feel like boarding is like the best policy. So we're gonna target their shields. I guess targeting weapon systems probably would have been better to disable those weapon systems. So we'll move over here, take out their crew, and then disable their weapons. And then I guess their berserker's already come out to say hello and party a little bit with us. He's dead. We'll take out the little skeleton. I love this game. Guys, I love 40K and I love FTL, and this has all of it. It's very on the nose with both in terms of like clear and obvious inspiration, but I don't think there's anything wrong with that. They did a great job. Very nice amount of scrap metal, and it's time to go to the warp. We are 1 jump away from something that's probably very, very creepy. I think this is gonna be a convoy event. You arrive in a system and immediately find yourself in the middle of a massive Corsair fleet action. Oh. You know, I still am not entirely sure what faction I'm on. I just know I'm an exile. I'm fighting the Imperial people, but I also have Imperial troops. It's sort of strange. So I can defend the Imperial complex, join the Corsair fleet, or try to escape. I'm a pirate, but the best pirates aren't always immediately recognized as pirates, right? So let's go ahead and fight this Corsair scout. They've got 2 Corsairs, which have decent health and damage. My crew isn't really ready for a fight necessarily. I'm not entirely sure their weapon systems. Oh, here we go. They've got a graviton cannon and a disruptor, but I don't know if they have enough power for it. It's powered off at red. Oh, no, it's powered off. Gentlemen, let's do that thing. Let's board into the thing, and then we're just gonna go ahead and take out their weapon systems. And that should be, as long as we don't die. All right, 1 crew's down. We're gonna be very, very weak. Wow, I got scrap metal. Oh, the battle continues to rage. You scan for more targets. You barely survived this fight. You want to get a bigger one? No. All right, I think we're gonna have to, they don't have a boarding system. I'm gonna have to blow them up. All right, let's target shields. We're gonna take some hull damage, but I think it's largely unavoidable. Wow, we actually made it through their shields, did damage to the shield generator, so their shields are down. A few more salvos actually should just destroy this, maybe even outright. Yeah! I never had any doubts, man. I have the utmost faith in my crew of totally not, they're involuntary laborers, I think. Oh, wow. We picked the wrong side. The Imperial forces are overwhelmed and the Corsairs lay waste to the manufacturing complex. Presumably, if we had chosen the right side, we'd probably get some better loot. But there's a little bit of a battle going on and we're dip, potato chip, and right out. So, my crew is a little bit weakened right now. I do have an Imperial Marshal I could send if things got really bad. These 2 should be able to work. It's my best soldier and my Marshal. So, against better judgment, we're going to the abstract wound because curiosity dictates. All right, what's this? You come across a subspace rupture of unprecedented magnitude. It bleeds distortion across the fabric of space-time. Within the rupture lies the promise of unseen terrors and crueler fates. Well, this sounds lovely. Terror and cruelty. Let's approach it. Oh my God, what am I doing? All right, this isn't creepy. In the old 40K mythos, man, there's like, sometimes there's voidcraft, aka spaceships that are just like demons. Like there's no crew on them. They're just, it's just a singular entity. So we gotta kill it. You may fire when ready. I guess we could power down this. And do I have any other system that I can power up? I guess the answer is no. There's no one at the sensor, so I guess we'll just leave it powered for now. We're gonna try to target their shield systems. They've got a pretty small shield of only 1. Oh, and what did they just fire? These are bolt cannons that are firing like purpley stuff. Holy biscuits! There's skellies on board. All right, their shields are down. We took 2 hull damage, but I'm not sure. Does this purple stuff mean the demon's trying to repair it? Because that's kind of... Oh no, purple stuff! Get out of there, bud. All right, so we destroyed the enemy ship. I assume the skeletons on board have died. Now, I'm not entirely sure how much scrap metal we get. Is that just a single one? Because that's pretty pathetic. I'll go ahead and take the Duraplate armor. Our strategy right now is pretty heavily reliant on boarding the enemy ship. Increase the game difficulty. Pass through the rupture. Heck no! I am not gonna do that. Maybe in the future if you guys want to see more, but I mean right now. All right, so the Imperial recruit almost died. This guy, we can at least give him some more health. Yeah, this is problematic. We're not gonna be able to board, but we're getting to a Stargate, and unlike FTL, where like at the very end you fight like a boss, in most cases, the Stargate just says, hey, where in this really creepy and scary universe do you want to go next? And we could go to a Desolate sector or a Techno Cult sector. I kind of like this one because it gives me 3 more options. These skulls don't seem too inviting, but I could at least go this way. Yeah, I could go boop, bop, beep, bang. Just like that. Bibbidi bobbidi boop. Go through the warp.
You arrive at one of the many protostar wastes interspersed across habitable space. Few colonies remain here, and those that do must remain ever vigilant against the roving bands of marauders.
Sounds awesome. Marauders. Okay, we don't like them. But you'll notice that most of my crew is pretty close to full health, and they probably will be after the next jump. So where do we want to go? We've got a Nexus of Influence, a Merchant Weapons Dealer, and then an Ordnance Expert. So ship armament, missiles, templates, and systems, or missile bays. I need a missile bay. I mean, I want a missile bay because we have this like, we have missiles that we ain't doing anything with. So we'll go this way, gives me the option to at least do all 3. And in classic, you know, in roguelites, like you kind of have to keep your options open. Hey, there's destroyed transport vessel here. We got some goods. All right, big boys, get ready to board whatever ship is awaiting us. So I don't think I'm gonna go this way. Okay. Your cartographic data indicates the presence of an Imperial munitions depot. Corsairs are attacking it, and they're requesting help. We will oblige them. Whoa, the raiders are fighting each other. I was fully prepared. Wow. That's some good armor. Especially for crew that need to like repair systems when oxygen is out. Like, you can open a door, and the oxygen will slowly start, see how it's venting space? So right now we want to like refill it back. But like, your ship can get damaged, and there may be a hull breach, and you can lose oxygen. And this little, I guess we'll give it to the engineer, who has a ballistic shield. I think wait a minute. Dude, this guy's pretty tanky. This Merchant Ordnance Expert seems like the weapons dealer, but just more stuff. So we're gonna go there. Now, in classic fashion, we can attack them if we so wanted to.
Did you hear? Some rebels tried to deorbit one of those colony habs.
Well, that's not cool, man. There's people there. This is an interesting system. Constructs biomechanical worker husks. That could be really good, but I know the first thing we need is a missile bay. Wow. I can target my own ship. That's funny. All right, where do we want to put the missile bay? I love this. It's just so modular. Like, where do I want it? I want it right next to my weapon system, so we'll put it right there. And now that we have that, I guess we have a Gladius missile. So we do have missiles. I could also buy these templates. It does 1 hull damage, and what's cool is missiles avoid shields. High chance of hull breach and inflicts minor crew damage. This one does not do any of that. Seal all breaches and repair 2 system damage in target room. That seems pretty good, and it seemed relatively cheap. I guess we could sell this weapon system. I'm not planning on using it, so we sold it for 15 scrap. We do have 2 hull we want to repair. This is a pretty cool consumable. Being able to heal all troops, that'll keep us boarding ready. I'll just buy another one. And honestly, I think that should suffice for now. So at this point, we gotta figure out where we wanna go. We're off to a new node. We've got an Imperial Corvette that's hostile. Why are the Imperials hostile? Sometimes I'm helping them. Sometimes they're fighting me. They're like, hey man, how are you doing? You're gonna die. Ah, it's got valuable cargo. Wait a minute. I know exactly what to do here. Do they have any strong? They got some recruits and a commando. Okay. Oh, and they got a little husk builder thing. Oh, they got 2 commandos. is load up. If I can crash right into... I need a room. There we go. We're going to take out this commando first. Dang, man. They're pretty strong. I guess I should be targeting their shields. All right. We're doing pretty good job, except the second commando is here. All right, I need a pause. Okay, shields are at critical. They got this laser system, so we have 2 guys here that are going to repair it. But the situation is not great in terms of our boarding crew. I need to find my consumables. All right, we're going to leave the crew on board. We're 2v1ing them. And after a quick duel, we've taken over the ship. 55 scrap metal, 3 munitions. What was in that chest, though? More scrap metal and antidotes. Okay, cool. Let's get off that ship because we're basically destroying it because we're still on auto fire, targeting their shields. But I think right now this thing should just burn up and die. Here, heal all allied crew. Crew has new tool slot. Okay, so we need a crew with a tool slot. You, Nitheon, I guess he's here, so you should, there we go. Hey, that's pretty cool. Awesome, that's fantastic. So that was a med drone. So this, I guess, is where we upgrade the ship. Oh. All right, so how much extra power do we have? We have basically no extra power. We'll need to do that first. All right, I just bought 3 extra power nodes. I guess I'll want 1 so I can operate all of my weapon systems. So now all weapon systems are powered and I still have 3 extra power. I want to upgrade my shields. I feel like that would just be incredibly powerful. See, now I have 2 shields. Look at that. All right, and now we're doing that. Oh, look at it. The fire's just spreading on the ship while I'm just casually upgrading my ship. I love that. Okay, I'd need to spend 100 more scrap. We're gonna wait on the rest of it. And let's go ahead and go to the shipyard. Now here, it's always safe. Nothing ever bad has happened. I could scavenge munitions, but I have plenty. I'm probably only gonna be firing 1 to 2 missiles a fight. I can repair 10 hull points, or I could heal my injuries. Or I could construct a little, like, robot. I think we'll take the little involuntary servant. It's a husk. I mean, you know, it's a body, right? So we can put him in like stuff and he'll repair it. You know what could go wrong? It gets corrupted and tries to kill me? I mean, I guess. I love the animation when we go through the warp. Okay, so we've got a corrupt cruiser. Cruiser, look at how much potential health this thing could have had. 11. And it's got 20% invasion. So do we want to send the crew? I mean, I would imagine a cruiser has a lot of stuff. We also have our missile. You know what? Let's try to blow them up this time. All right, so everything's targeting the shields. I feel like once the shields are down, it's gonna be easier to dispatch them. They don't have a little boarding subcategory themselves. Ooh. Oh man, that laser's cracking into our shields. The missile just launched. Boom! Okay, so now we get to see a little bit of the inside of their ship. Gorgothian Legionnaire. This thing has 60 health. I'm kind of glad we didn't go in and fight. So we're gonna try to finish them off with guns. We're reloading the missile. The weapon systems are on auto fire. Our storm cannon and our bolt cannon, and their shields are down. They're at 1 health. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of all ages. The enemy is going down. Oh, we missed. I guess they do have 20% evasion. Get them before they're, there we go. Oh, their shields just went up and we missed another shot. Guys, we need to get through it before this little laser cracks through our shields. They keep slowing us. Oh my gosh. They did a fantastic job at evading our shots, which makes me think if there's a way to upgrade our evasion, that would be in, so if we upgrade autopilot 80%, oh wow, that's kind of cool. Autopilot has what? Is that 80% evasion? Because if that's the case, that's crazy. I want more shields. The greatest defense is a strong offense, but I like not dying more. Does that even make any sense? All right, that was most of our scrap, but now we have like, we're gonna have 3 potential shields. I think that just means as long as we don't die to boarding actions, we can slug it out and enemy fights a lot easier. I love the look of our cruiser. Now, Imperial Strike Craft. See, I swear, man, I'm fighting cultists, I'm fighting demon ships, and I'm fighting the Imperials too. Who am I not fighting? Who is my friend? Oh, this is Grimdark. Nobody's my friend. You encounter an Imperial vessel. And it's like, hey, we're damaged. Okay. And they've got a Retributor and a Disruptor. So, and they've got a lot of Marshals. This is not a ship that I would want to board, because that would be a really, really tough fight. And as per usual, I'm going to target their shields first, because if I can take those down, I just get free shots. They've only got 3 hull. But with a shield, it effectively makes it 4, Come on, those next 2 shots have, okay, one of them hit. And we took a hit, but it only took down one of our shields. I'm telling you, man. Look at this, their shields are down. This next salvo, as long as one gets through, boom, look at all the little dudes flying off the ship. The animation is fantastic. I mean, this is very much FTL style art, and FTL I think came out in like, what, 2014 or something like that? 2012? Shoot. How many people don't even know what FTL is? Oh my God. So at this point, we probably want to see, mercenaries or a shaman. The psychomancy and stuff, I'm not really too sure about. I guess I could go either route. And there's my Stargate at the end of this, like, desolate sector, which, honestly, I've had a pretty good time in this desolate sector. So do we want another machine slave? Like, I don't have any supply that I need to, like, keep these people alive with, which is kind of cool. And, like, the more of these husks, I mean, I guess the better. I could repair hull, but now that I've got 3 shields, that's just not a thing. I've got plenty of munitions. I'm gonna take the machine. So we get another husk. And so I can just spread these guys around in various compartments so that they're able to repair. Imperial crew, you're gonna be up at the weapon system, and then my marshal's gonna be right here to back up the boarding party crew. So I think we'll go to a mercenary broker. Crew contracts. After, well, I guess we have another node in between, so let's see. Do we survive? You detect an Imperial ship under attack by a raider vessel. See, in the last battle, an Imperial ship shot at me. Now I have to help it. I'm very confused. I'm gonna attack the raiders, and okay, they got a frigate, 2 shield strength, and 7 hull. But the crew itself is incredibly weak. Load up the drop pod, and I'm gonna drop them right on the weapon system. And I'm gonna have my weapons auto-target, I don't know, whatever that system is. I'm planning on destroying this ship well before. I took out their weapons, and now they can't do anything about it. And we'll take out the captain, and we'll turn off auto-fire because we've more or less secured this ship. What is he doing in there? He was like healing himself. All right, we killed him, and I can collect either another husk. First enemy ship weapon fired at your ship will always miss. That's pretty awesome. I mean, that seems pretty powerful, right? -1 hull integrity. Oh, I saved the Imperials from the Corsairs, and they shot at me, and I lost a hull. Cool. That's really cool, guys. I just helped you out. I did you a solid, and you're like, you know what we could do is shoot this guy in the foot. Thank you, you jerks. All right, we've got 103 scrap metal. I guess I would have liked to have more because, oh my gosh. Cosmic horror. A passing traveler claims to have witnessed a vessel devoured by a nightmarish entity with countless writhing tentacles. Why is it always tentacles? All right, Corsairs. I've got another engineer, a necromancer, a blood witch, and a necromancer. This ship is filled with creepy dudes. An assault drill? Whoa, that's cool. Or I could get a machine rifle or a beam carbine. I think I've got a pretty good boarding party. I would like either marshals or enforcers as my boarding parties, not these Corsairs. They only have 30 health. That's like not a lot, and these guys take a beating. Although I could have a backup crew. Yeah, you guys are the B team. I will arm you though. Oh, I do want to repair first. How much money do I have? Enough for both weapon systems. Yes, thank you. All right, so we need to give this man a gun. You're gonna get the beam carbine. And Corsair actually wait. You, Imperial Marshal, you're the backup boy. We'll give you a repair drone. Actually wait, that sounds good. And at this point, I'm pretty much down to 14 scrap. That's not a lot. We'll head on to the next sector. Okay, you arrive at the destination. An Imperial warship. They don't have the boarding sled. Oh man, this ship's weak. We got him. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. So I'm gonna save my crew the hassle. I don't see any like chests or anything like that. And I'd rather not waste a missile if I don't have to. Boom. Oh, we missed. Whoa, that's a pretty powerful, what was that? Oh, what the heck? Yo, that thing's got some serious firepower. This thing fires 3 shots, the Retributor 3. Your subspace drive is charging. Once this gets to 100%, we could warp out. Oh my gosh, I'm a knucklehead. I didn't set these things to auto fire, so they were just chilling here like, isn't battling in space fun, guys, when we're just getting shot at and not doing any shooting ourselves? Oh man, our shields are awesome. I'm really happy that I upgraded to 3. I think that's gonna set us up for success for quite a while. So we want another engagement. We're gonna head to the Stargate. And our troops have more or less rested. So now, do we want to go to the skull, which is super inviting?
Large regions of space swallowed whole by subspace rifts.
Or we could go to an Imperial sector. Well, the Empire hates me, but I think skulls are scary. So, there's that answer. We're in an Imperial vassal sector. The fall of the God King has thrown large swaths of the Imperial society into disarray. Excellent. As a space pirate, I love disarray. And look at this. I mean, just like, I got so many people. I don't know what to do with them. This is cooler than FTL in that, like, you have a big crew. All right, ladies and gentlemen, to the warp. So, we could go to an Imperial shrine, or we could try to get the mercenary broker. I don't know how much scrap we're gonna have, if that's gonna be worth it. Hopefully we have a combat encounter. Ice mining operation is emitting a well, do you need help? Surely. Oh, intruders detected. Oh my gosh. Yo, this guy kind of looks like a Chaos Space Marine type dude, right? Okay, so this miner, this guy killed everybody. Oh gosh, you're gonna have to run up here. Combat crew. All right, he's trying to destroy our weapon systems. I basically sent my 4 best troops to destroy said conqueror. And that was easy enough. So, wait a minute, what exactly just happened? It was just a dude. That's kind of fun about these event chains, is like, I wonder if in another scenario, would it have played out differently? Probably, yes. I love how there's just like this blood splatter right here, just like, yep, someone died there. All right, Corsair, man the missile system. Ladies and gentlemen, to the warp. I don't think 43 isn't enough. We'll go to the Imperial Shrine. If I had like 100, I think I would go to the shop. Okay, so if I swear myself to the Imperial cult, maybe in future events, I'll get good stuff. Imperial citizen units appear more frequently in rewards and merchants. Only 1 shrine may be activated at a time. Oh. In another run, I've had the opportunity to like pledge myself to like the blood god. I'm like, dude, that's gross, man. Ugh. 10 hull integrity. All crew restored. Yeah. All right, that was actually pretty awesome. So with that, a merchant shaman, a shipyard. I need more events, and I need... Whoa, major threat detected. Do you guys want to go on a one-way mission to Deathville? The blood god is bad. Hey guys, we're gonna die. Spectral haze, environmental warning lights. As long as it's not like a nebula which takes down my shields, I think we're good. Nobody's boarded us. They don't have a boarding action. They've got 2 shields though. And it's Imperial strike craft. I've pledged myself to the Imperial cult. Next jump. The Empire's like, hey man, we're gonna kill you. All right, we'll jump in on their weapon system. Oh, I can't. So I guess we'll take the shields out. And we're gonna target their engines with our weapon systems, which are gonna be set to automatic. Our crew's going, so we can't see what they have here. Some husks. Okay, they do have an Imperial Marshal, but we're 2v1ing him for right now. Corrosive gas is detected? Where? Where's the corrosive gas? Oh, is that what? Oh my gosh. Okay, what do I have to do with the corrosive gas? Do I have to vent this out? I bet you have to vent this out. All right, I love this that there's like airlocks. So we're gonna try to vent out the corrosive gas. If I recall the crew, they'll appear here and there's like no oxygen, so we gotta get them out of there. Okay, I think we've dealt with the corrosive gas. The enemy strike craft has no weapon system. Well, they have no shields. So let's close the doors, get some oxygen back in here, and take out their weapon systems, hopefully, now that their shields are down. They've got 1 husk still alive. There's a fire in their engine block, and now they're down to hull strength 1, so this thing's about to crack open. Ooh, that was a cool weapon. The storm cannon, too. I would like to upgrade my offensive armament. I know I have the Gladius missiles, and that's cool and all. So that was an interesting event. So we're in this, like, gaseous-looking nebula kind of thing. Yeah, we gotta get out of here before there's another, like, gas attack. And I guess we will go this way. All right, Imperial Scout, hostile. Cool, man. I sure do love pledging myself to the Imperium. You guys are great. It's all husks, except for an Imperial recruit captaining it, but my crew is somewhat weak. So we'll send in the B team. And I want to target their weapons. Storm and bolt cannons target their shields. Crew members, take out as many husks as you can. Destroy those weapon systems and we will recall you. It's hard to see. Oh man, I think I have to recall the crew like now. We were taking a lot more fire than I wanted to. I think I have enough shields. Oh wow, they actually have a ton of shields, don't they? All right, I'm gonna fire a missile. This is gonna be a slugging match. I should have taken a little bit of an extra moment there. I think I'll have to board them again. All right, I got a Corsair, And I got my Imperial Enforcer. You guys are gonna go, and I want you to take out the shields this time. That would have been smarter. Missiles ready. Let's fire a missile on the, all right, we made it. We got a hit with the missile. I guess we'll just do this the old-fashioned way. We'll kill everyone on board. We'll get the scrap metal and 3 extra missiles. I think I used up 2 in that fight. And that was about it. So our crew's gonna be a little bit weak. So the next encounter, ooh, which is a shipyard, if we want it to be, and we should, because I can heal up. You know what, I've never taken scavenged munitions, but I'm assuming that's just munitions. It's not, I'm not gonna get any scrap. So let's go ahead and heal our injuries. So all crew's fully restored and we're able to go. So we'll get our boarding crew ready. Oh, this is awesome. Okay, so there's my distortion sphere. I guess I can have 3 modules. Now, going this way, ooh. I kind of want to see what a major threat looks like, but I also don't want to die. Ooh, chromic corvette. Okay, so these are the baddies, and, oh, they've got some berserkers, and they have the sled here, aka the boarding party. So you bet these berserkers are coming on board. Now, where do they come? I'm not sure. Are they not doing it? Buddy, I'm going to do it. Oh, they have a, okay, right under this husk is a chest, so we don't want to destroy this thing in a shooting match. They do have a lot of husk. All right, where do we want to hit? I can't take out shields or weapon systems, unfortunately. I guess, and I don't want to take out life support systems, because that would hurt. We'll go after the engine block, and we will target their captain with our weapon systems. Leave those on auto for now. All right, so we're going to deal with the husks. The berserkers are going to start engaging us in combat. Oh, one of them is on board, the berserker, and I've got, I guess, repel the boarding crew. Oh, there's 2 of them. They boarded with a husk. And this is the last guy, so we'll turn off auto fire. And, oh, do you want a demon lance? Lances deal 1 extra damage for each crew aboard your ship. That seems like an insane weapon. Oh, but it sucks the life out of them. Yikes. We'll take the 3 exalted. I also got 4 scrap metal, which is basically nothing. And then I got 39 scrap metal. All right, so what's that all about? I got exalted reagents. To summon a redeemer? Okay. I'm gonna give my captain the redeemer. Summon a redeemer. That sounds like some like angelic entity. Wow, I almost left without pulling back my crew. All right, once more into the breach. Now the good news is if we do go this route, we have a shipyard to heal up in, as well as like another crew. Okay, so we've got an Imperial Corvette that's hostile. All husks and an Imperial Marshal is their captain. 2 shield. I need a little bit stronger weapon systems. All right, I'm just having all weapon systems target their shield. This is gonna be a shooting match. You may fire when ready. I should probably upgrade my ship. Corrosive gas detected. Oh, fantastic. I hate that. They're not breaking through our shields. Oh, we landed a missile on their shield, and the corrosive gas is only in 1 place this time, so that should be easy enough to get rid of. That was awesome. I'm gonna fire a missile at their shields again. Try to end this fight a little bit quicker. It was unsuccessful. Shields are down temporarily. Missiles about to be reloaded. We've got 21 ordnance, so let's go ahead and fire it. Now, if I put him in a pink room, can he breathe? Corrosive gas detected. Can we please end this fight? Rising energy signature detected in the enemy engine compartment. They're attempting to flee. Well, their shields are down. Where's the gas? Okay, right there. Easy enough. Fired the missile. I don't want them to escape. How do we... Oh, there we go. We got a little progress bar when they can jump. They're going to be dead right here. Enemy ship destroyed. We'll close that off. We got scrap metal and munitions, and we want to get out of here post-taste. Post-taste? Post-haste. Whatever one it is, we're doing that. Let's go to the shipyard. So, hull is fine. The crew... I guess the engineer's weak, but that's about it. I guess we could take another little machine slave. We're probably good on munitions. We'll take another husk. And where are you, little husky boy? Right here? All right, so we're gonna want him in weapon system, or in systems that we're gonna probably need to repair. So we'll put you over there. The merchant ordnance expert before major threat detected. So I assume in a classic roguelite style game, that means, you know, an elite enemy. A techno-cult harvester ship decloaks. They wish to conduct business. The murder mist that blankets the Fury stars is an eerie phenomenon. That's not weird at all, dude. Bombards enemy ship with artillery, consumes 3 units of munitions to deploy. Yikes. I could get better missiles. Oh, the plasma projector. Attacks damage all nearby enemies. Okay, so that's pretty cool. I don't need to repair. I still think I'm good on munitions. I might need a better ion damage. Oh, dude. So that would be great at taking down shield. Ionization capabilities, right? Like, that's what ion damage means. I want that. So now I've got this. Load missile template, heavy disruptor missiles. Yeah. So that only uses 1 munition per. It takes a while to reload, but it'll take down 3 shielded enemies. You know, I would imagine that in this scenario, I could just like charge up this missile and then shoot these guys. If I was so inclined. I am not so inclined, for the record. Electro Maul. I do want a plasma projector. That would be really cool. And this is a tactical shield, but these guys don't have tools. So I guess it's like defensive for enemy boarding actions, but not good for offensive boarding action. Wait, they both have beam carbines. So Gloom here, where are you, Gloom? Right here? All right, Gloom's got the rifle. You guys are my boarding party. It'd be really cool if you could have like 2 boarding parties. I don't see why you couldn't. Oh, there you go. Launch bay can be upgraded. You could have a bigger capacity with shorter cooldown. Oh man, that would be pretty incredible. Okay, we could have faster weapon charge speed. I think we're gonna need that. So we have 1 extra power, so we'll need 2. Okay, now let's power up the weapons even more. Oh no. I guess it'll allow me to shoot faster. Do you have any weapons, like missile or gun systems? I guess the answer is no. All right, well, it's time to die. Everybody prepare yourselves. Ooh, this is how we increase evasion. We're at 10%. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's see what this is all about. This has been the mission. Oh, snap. I regret this. Oh, they got Space Marines. Please tell me they don't have a sled, a boarding sled. Oh my God, what is this room? I don't even know what these little bullet rooms are. This is like the boss in FTL. And I'm just like, you know what we're gonna do is fight it. Hellfire, heavy siege. Oh my God, we are gonna die. Guys, we gotta jump. The God King's will forged into a celestial weapon, and it sees you. Okay, yeah, this is called immediately regretting. Do we sacrifice some crew members? Imperial acolytes, Imperial recruits, a sorcerer. This is bad. The only thing we can do is try to jump. The only saving grace is, to my knowledge, I don't see anything that would allow them the ability, and I'm just gonna turn this on auto because Lord knows we gonna need it. I don't think they can board us. Deployed. Wait, excuse me? What does that mean, deployed? Launches an incendiary missile. Fires 4-shot bursts of incendiary projectiles. Woo, boy, this can't jump soon enough. All right, it fires everywhere. It's getting through my shields, and easily. What is this, my missile bay? We're 54% charged. What was that? All right, I'm gonna have to vent these rooms because I don't have the ability to fire. We got hull breaches. I should be fine. We're just gonna get the heck out of here. Warp! See ya! Oh my God, that was terrible. You arrived at a citadel of the Imperial cult. Well, I was just in a sector where their finest ship ever was like, you need to die. But since I'm an Imperial citizen, I'm gonna seek the blessings within. Oh my gosh, my crew's healed. Imperial recruit. Oh, and we got 75 scrap metal. Okay, so now I can, you know, wow. Guys, I'm really thankful that our engine was able to quickly warp out of there. Clearly, there's some scary stuff out here, you know, in the grim darkness of the far future where there's only, everybody wants to kill me. And so now we get a decision. And we've decided to go to the Raider clan worlds. We popped through the warp, come on out, and we just unlocked a new ship. Oh, that's cool. Reached the 4th sector. Well, I mean, you know, my first playthrough, after avoiding like the Emperor's greatest ship ever. So we can go to a nexus of influence, and I think that's usually pretty good. Now we've got a Corsair cruiser that we're gonna have to deal with. But listen, man, I ain't worried about it. I wanna find a small room where my 2 soldiers will just be able to like beat up on all these small husks, which are basically like bionic droids. Hey, and we got a fire suit. That was what was in the chest room. Now they're just gonna filter in and we're just gonna keep shooting them. And ideally, my shield, which is pretty dang powerful, is just gonna continue to tank any ammunition they're shooting at us, and we're just gonna do this with boarding actions. Hey, you're not allowed to shoot me, that's illegal. Oh, they got a med bay? Oh, we gotta get through these doors, I guess. They're using doors to block us. There we go. So the last crew member aboard the Corsair cruiser, unnamed. Every ship needs a name, but this one's like, we suck. We don't have a name. Unfortunately, I can't use their medbay to heal myself. That's a way to basically take out a cruiser, an enemy ship, without having fired a single shot. The issue, though, is we did tank a little bit of damage on our hull. We have 145 scrap, and I would love to see... Oh, there's just no way. We need 180 plus 2 more power, which would be 240. So we're about 100 shy of being able to do that. Wait a minute. That's not how math works. We already have the extra power, but we're still shy of 180. What do we get? Immunity to fire. I guess we could give it to Nighteon. Nighteon's our Imperial Marshal. So, we hop into the warp. We're going to visit the Shrine Station. Now, here we can sort of like pledge our allegiance to the flag of the Raiders, I guess. And by pledging allegiance, I think like this offers more opportunities. So we've activated the listening station. We got 51 scrap metal, which puts us at 196, which should mean I can upgrade that. And now we've got 4 bits of shield. Should increase our survivability quite a bit. Now from here, there's only 1 node we can go, but then we've got a merchant mechanic, but I'm poor now. I literally have 16 scrap. So unless this Corsair cruiser over here is going to give us copious amounts of scrap metal, which they're armed. Oh man, this whole thing is Corsairs. I do want this chest. I guess what we could do, we could do a little commando raid. Let's see. If I load up, can I just, oh, I can just hit that. All right, so we're gonna hit this right off the bat. We're gonna target their shields with our storm cannon and our bolt cannon. We desperately need to upgrade these things. And we could fire a missile if we need it. So we're gonna do a quick boarding action raid. All right, look at that. We got a combat shield, and what we're gonna do is recall the crew so they don't take any damage. So that was pretty cool. They're out of there. Wait a minute. They're boarding us. Hey, that's illegal. You can't do what we're doing. Okay, they're gonna hit right here. So I'm gonna call this guy out, bring him up there, and we're gonna repel the boarding action. They're trying to target our weapon systems, which is pretty smart on their part. All right, we just fired a missile right there. We've targeted their shield systems. We're hitting their shield with our, what, lasers? And they're repairing it right now. So we've actually dealt with their boarders, and they've got 2 Corsairs, 3 Corsairs, really. You know what? We might want to board them just to, like, speed this thing along. And I'm going to fire another missile. Boom. All right, we made direct impact, and we're targeting that room with the shields. And you know what? We're going to load up the crew, and now let's hit... I could disable their engine, their shields. I'm targeting their shields with my weapons. We'll just target that room. All right, so how are things going? What I do like is we can essentially recall our crew, like, at any time. Oh, look at it. This guy. He's trying to heal. We might need to stop shooting. There we go. All right, stop shooting, because I don't want this ship to be destroyed while I've got Marines effectively over there. And we got 47 scrap metal out of it. We'll recall the crew. They're going to need a little bit of reprieve here before we just set them back into combat. And there I am, the Exile Baron. And we've got like husks and engineers all throughout our crew. So who could use a combat shield? Brackthel. There you go, bud. A tool slot. But our crew's getting pretty dang big, man. All right, Imperial Recruit, you get that. I think right now in the state of the game, like, if I just find boarding actions to be incredibly powerful. And normally I'm able to like disable enemy ships without having to like take too much damage in just a shooting match, because my weapon systems are pretty, I'd say, bare bones. All right, so let's see what they have. So we've got missile templates, and we've got some systems and modules. Whoa. Oh, this is kind of cool. I could increase the hit points of all of my Imperial citizen units, and we have so many Imperial recruits. We also have a few Corsairs, which I think would be this one, but I can only afford about 1. And I also need to do some repairing, and repairing is very expensive. And right now, these are just like missile templates. So once again, I haven't been able to find the merchant that will sell me better weapons, like better cannon types. We heavily rely on boarding. We're gonna get the Meditech booster, so now these guys have 85 potential health, my 2 boarding enforcers. And we have just enough to repair 1 section of hull. We're down by 5. This is less than ideal. Now, in theory, I could rob this merchant vessel. They've got some pretty dang powerful guns, though, and their shields are decent enough to where, like, I think I would have to board and destroy their weapons right off the bat to have a chance. I don't think it's worth it. We're gonna go to the shipyard where I should, oh man, I should have checked the map just a little bit more because this is a minor detail. Repairing the hull points would have saved me about 19 scrap. So we will repair the hull, and now we're at full strength, 30 hull. The ship goes on. Now where we wanna go, I guess we wanna keep our options open. So there's another shipyard, and then a mercenary broker, or we could go to ordnance. Ooh. Ordnance expert might allow me to get more weapons, and mercenary broker should allow me to hire more like really powerful troops. That is a very, very important decision that we're gonna have to make. Your spacecraft materializes beyond the borders of a shattered space colony. Grotesque statues of the war deity Krom are scattered across its surface. That's like the blood god from like 40K, man. Let's go ahead and look for survivors. Hey, we found an Imperial recruit. Hopefully he's not corrupted.
I was abandoned by my commander.
You seem more trustworthy. Yeah, you know, you just met me. Like, what's the worst that could happen, right? That I send you in a boarding action by yourself and leave you? Who would ever think of that? Yeah, so my crew is massive. When you compare, like, one of the source inspiration games for this was FTL. Like, an FTL, I don't know, biggest crew you could have is, like, what, 4, 6, something like that? Yeah! This is a magnetic pulse. Stuns crews in target room for 5 seconds. That's cool. And I can power it up. Not yet, because I have all my power and shields. I mean, we do have that. All right, so let's put you... I guess you'll be backing up the engine room. Almost all the key rooms have, like, at least one, sometimes even 2 crew members in it. Like, I feel like we're actually a giant, like, spaceship. To keep our options open, we'll go to this node. You arrive to see an Imperial fleet engaging the local system militia. I'm an Imperial citizen. Let's, like, see, this is the one thing. While I'm an Imperial citizen, I've been fighting the Imperials my entire journey. I've literally been fighting everybody. The only people who don't fight me are the merchant. So we could ensure a militia victory. It's a special option. I feel like we should take that. A militia victory seems uncertain. A crew member familiar with Imperial tactics offers vital data on Imperial doctrine that would greatly tilt the outcome in favor of the militia. And I got a ton of scrap. I got cryofoam. Extinguish all fire. That's massive. And then I got a gravitic ray. It pierces shield. It doesn't affect shields, and it inflicts minor crew damage, and it slows crew. That's pretty cool. So I've got all these weapon systems that I just don't think I need at the moment. They're all like in my loadout. So stunning crew and then slowing crew, pretty cool. If we found a merchant, we could always sell those in. Whoa, corrosive gases detected. No thank you. I hate the corrosive gases. It reminds me of the Nebula in FTL where you get hit by lightning strikes. This just makes combat more difficult. Plus, this is a shipyard, and it still gives us the option to decide where we want to go. So here, I think the play is to take, we could scavenge munitions, I guess. 7 munitions, that's nothing, you know, better than a stick in the eye, as I've been told. Ion Storm, biscuits and gravy. So the oh man. Equipment, psychomancy, missile templates, systems, and modules. I think we need to get the ordnance expert. So we've got a battle in a nebula. They also have a boarding party, but they're all husks except for the Gene Soldier. Now, I'm fairly certain Gene Soldier's sort of like Space Marines. So that would be the Space Marine equivalent, maybe. His suffocation weakness is 250%. So it's like if we hit life support, if we destroy this room, would he die faster? Because that'd be kind of funny. All right, I think what we're going to do is we're going to board him. Let's do. And I think we're going to target weapon systems, and then we're just going to destroy all these husks. There are a lot of husks. They're 15 health, but they do 3 damage. And we're going to take out their weapons. Look at this. This is absolute rout. All right, the Gene Soldier's here. It's 2v1. Ion pulse is detected. All right, 1 Chaos Engine. Wow. Teleport all crew in current room to random rooms on opposing ship. That's pretty cool. We'll take the munitions though. And let's recall the crew and let's dip out of here. So one of our crew took a beating. I guess if we need to in this next room, we do have crew ready to go. All right, so let's engage the subspace drives and get out of here to the merchant. Hold on, did I get any? No, I guess I won and I was given an option. I don't think I got too much scrap metal. A suspicious vessel opens comms. It's an independent trader. We have some items for sale. Like people's organs. Wait, what? Yeah, husks are basically like old bodies that have been repurposed to effectively make like androids. It's kind of creepy. In the grim darkness of the far future, everything's weird. So we've got some missiles. Hull damage per shot is 2. Munitions cost 1. Ignore shield. Small chance of fire. Small chance of hull breach. And inflicts minor crew damage. That seems incredibly powerful. That might be worth it. But I've still not been able to get new weapons. We might have to use one of these. If we had blood cultists on our ship, we could use the paint engine. So this is cool. A siege bombard. Bombards enemy ship with artillery and consumes 3 units of munitions to deploy it. I really want this though. Oh, I have a max number of subsystems. What are technically systems? That's the big question here. Man, we have a ton of munitions. I think this would be awesome. A siege bombard. And if I put it up here in the weapons area, basically you've got my main munitions, my missile bay, and this. Bombards enemy ship with 3 artillery. So we gotta see just how much power that thing requires. It's right here and it only uses 1 power. And we can afford that. All right, so now we can power that up and I can put a crew member there. We'll put an Imperial recruit. Oh, I guess he doesn't need to be there because there's no terminal. We could sell these weapons and that gives me 46 more scrap. And I gotta figure out if the heavy disruptor missile is what we want or if we want a saber missile. Hull damage per shot would be really good at weakening an enemy ship faster. We're gonna take that. And I can load the sabers. There we go. So we'll try it out in the next one. The weapon, like, this is all incredibly intuitive if you've even played FTL but once. Which, by the way, my question is, how many people have actually heard of FTL? Because that goes back to like the early 2010s. Whoa! Hull breach charges. That's awesome. There's a lot of really, really in-depth tactics that I think you can use, like board the enemy ship, drop hull breach charges, and dip potato chip right out of there. By the way, look at this beautiful asteroid field. We're pretty close to the next Stargate. Let's go to this unvisited node, and who is it? You encounter a raider vessel under attack by an Imperial patrol ship. I can either attack the Imperial ship or leave. Well, I do want some more scrap, and the only way to get more scrap is to get to scrapping. Enemy ship, it's a little strike craft. Pretty cool. Whoa, what is this? And an energy beam, and 2 bolt cannons, and an ion tunneler. This thing is armed to the teeth with offensive weapons. So, you know what I'm thinking, right? Let's just, not let them do that. All right, we're on board, and we're just trying to destroy crew and take out their weapons so they can't operate them. We're taking out most of the crew in classic fashion. They've got their Imperial recruit healing down there. And this Imperial Marshal of the enemy forces is doing a fantastic job at surviving. Take off auto fire. We got 70 scrap metal. The Imperials we're after are nowhere to be found. Oh, the Raiders, the Imperials were after were nowhere to be found. They must have taken the opportunity to escape. Okay, that would have been interesting. All right, stop shooting. We've got crew on board. Then look at this. The entire enemy ship is more or less disabled. It's got 12 hull. We've left so many just like empty ships in our wake in our adventure so far. It's been quite interesting. All right, Imperial recruit, you're definitely not someone I can board with, but we've got a lot of weak crew. In one of my early runs, I had like 4 enforcers and I just alternated them between like just wrecking house every time I would warp into a new system and fight a ship. I need to learn more strategies because right now I'm like, you know what? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. So we can go to, and like boarding action is just fantastic. So Imperial core worlds. So we go to the exclusion zone or the desolate sector. I'm taking the path of least resistance right now and going to the desolate sector. You arrive at one of many protostar wastes interspersed across habitable space. Few colonies remain, and those that do must remain ever vigilant against the roving bands of marauders. Fantastic! I think I've came to the right place. All right, enforcers, get ready. You should be at full health in the next. I need to figure out what this actually does. Bombards enemy ship with artillery and consumes 3 units of munitions to deploy. We had 37. We went down to 34 because that's how the math works. And it only takes 4 seconds to fire. It's already loaded, so it's like we jump into a new sector and we're ready. Hey, we've got some options. All right, mercenary broker, a shaman. I'm not big on like the psychic stuff. Ooh, ship armament. That is where we need to go, but like look at how juicy this bottom row is. That is unfortunate. Nexus of influence, ordnance expert, but that's missiles. We need new weapons for ship armament, so we have to go here. It just seems like an absolute necessity because the storm and the bolt cannon are desperately underperforming in ships where they're gonna have 3 shields. So this is a possessed frigate, meaning there's no real crew. There may be like skellies around. Oh, look at that! This thing fires 6 shots? Well, that sucks. Oh yeah, this is a demonic possessed ship. All right, so what we're gonna do Target weapon systems. We're gonna fire a missile, and not only that, but we're also going to siege bombard. All right, the siege bombard just fired, and it got absorbed by the shields? I thought it dodged shields. All right, we've broken through their shields though, momentarily. I need to disable their weapons because I'm afraid of that storm cannon that's hitting us. Ooh, yep, we just got hit in the missile bay actually. So we should be able to repair that. Is this just continuing? It's deployed and it's just continuing to fire. Whoa, what's that? The Greater Demon Heart. That's not creepy. It's like I don't know what happens if you board a demonic possessed frigate. I just assume it's bad for the people who would board, and I can't lose my enforcers. Okay, some weird purpley gas thing is coming, and I think it's gonna have baddies on it. Oh, a bloat mite, a skeleton, and a demon. Cool. Now I think in this room is my engineer. We'll get you guys out of there and rotate our big 4 attackers in. I do love how I can pause and just like tactfully deal with everything. Oh man, the doors just got wrecked. Okay, how are we doing here? Oh my gosh, these aren't on auto fire. How are we doing? Well, we're stupid. That's the issue here. All right, I basically did a full, ooh, we just got hit by ion, I think. Why are they're poisoned. All right, it's going down. This is a slugging match for sure. Oh man, they're doing that thing again. You know what? I'm gonna have to do it. I'm gonna have to risk it. All right, where are they landing? Right here. Skeletons, corpulent thingies, creepy stuff. Missiles are damaged again. And my crew's pretty, you know what? Let's just do it. We gotta do this for science. Guys, I love you. And I will miss you if you die. But I'm hoping you won't. All right, let's hit their missile bay. We'll damage that. Oh my gosh, there's tentacles. Because of course. Can you destroy that system, please? They gotta get out of there. Yeah, they're not able to destroy that. All right, we got issues. And they just keep sending these little demons. You know what? Hold on a second. We don't have to do this. We're down to 28 munitions. We can warp. That's just not a favorable engagement. So we're out of here. The warp engine was charged and ready. We've got a scout, and on it, they've got some thralls, which are even weaker than husks. And look at that. We've got a blood knight. You know what that is? Space Marine. This thing has 4 shields. It's bristling with weapons. I think what we're gonna have to do again is warp out of here. My crew is not able to do boarding actions. Here comes a salvo. We dodged and then absorbed with our shield. Shields are good. Doors just got hit. Warp drive is at about 50%. Oh gosh. They just controlled one of my troops. He walked through the door and we killed him. I was expecting not a lot of demons here. Once again, we got a dip. Warp. They just fired a missile. We're going to the weapons merchant. That's 2 really, really unfortunate battles that we fought. All right, this guy's talking about the blood cult. Cool. Yeah, look at that. All right. So here's what we want. This is a storm cannon 2. Where's my weapons? I've got a storm cannon 1. It's cost 80. Hull damage per shot is 1, requires power of 2. This requires power of 2, so this is just like that, but better. It's got a little bit longer of a charge time. We'll take it. And you know what? I might be able to power all of these weapon systems. Man, we are just weak. My Imperial Enforcers are not having a good time. All right, so is there anything that I can sell? I could sell a Gladius missile and the Heavy Disruptor missile. Desperation is a stinky cologne, and it stinks in our ship. We've got 28. Can that give me a power core? I'm too shy of it, which is unfortunate, because it would be great to be able to get... How do I unpower this? I guess I could need to take power from somewhere else, but there's not really anywhere that I'd like to do that. Some of these things sell. I could summon a Redeemer. I don't know what that is. Yeah, all those things basically sell for... Wait a minute. I could do it. All right, we're going to sell the breach charges and the cryofoam. That'll give me 30, which allows me to buy 1 node, and that should allow me to then power up this. There we go. Okay. All weapons are ready to go. The only thing bad is we got our siege bombard not working. So we have a little bit more fight in us. The bad side is there were all these shipyards here. We've got 3 nodes till we can get to a shipyard. And we've got possessed scouts, which are armed to the gills. And they've got a chest on board. And they've got a hound and 2 skeletons. Honestly, that should be easy enough to board. How much damage? 3 and 3. All right, I'm gonna board. And I'm going straight for weapons and then gonna grab that crate. Oh, they got bombard. Okay, I've got 3 weapon systems all gonna fire on their shields. What I wanna know is why aren't my crew... There we go. Oh God, this guy's gotta get out of there. Oh, we lost a guy. And we've disabled the ship. Let's teleport out of there. Okay, so we did lose one crew. It's possessed, right? Is it dead? No, it's still shooting at us. Oh no, that was my Imperial Marshal we lost? I thought that was just a Corsair. All right, I'm doing a full onslaught. Oh gosh, not that stuff again. Not that again. We can't deal with that. I hate the possessed. All right, it looks like it's gonna go straight for over here. I guess it could land here or here. Imperial Recruit, you're being summoned to fight, bud. All right, so what is that, a hound and some other stuff? We got it. All right, let's destroy this ship. Gosh, another one of those things. And it looks like it's going here, maybe? Who do I have to help fight this? Just got husks. Imperial Recruit, you're up, bud. Yo, good job, Corsair. All right, this thing's about to die. And we gotta get out of this poison gas and air it out. And we got 64 scrap and 2 munitions. I'm not entirely sure that was necessarily worth it. Our crew is desperately weak. The hull has taken 7 hit points of damage. And I don't know what awaits us in the next node. Oxygen will replenish upon warp. That's fantastic. The Saber missile's unpowered? Oh, I guess it's damaged, isn't it? All right, well, we'll repair that. That needs to be repaired. Look at how many crew are weak, and we lost my Marshal. Are you dead, buddy? Wait a minute. Hold on. Summon a Redeemer. Don't know if that's gonna do what I think it's gonna do. Well, oh, corrosive gases have been detected. It's like, hey, man, I see you're having a hard time. Would you like it to be harder? I guess we are gonna need some more power. Everything's powered. I guess upgrading doors would keep units from being able to like get out in other areas. All right, if this is a combat encounter, which it is, a Corsair assault barge, which fired immediately, and it's just filled with Corsairs, which are good fighters. They don't have an assault sled. They have 3 shields, and they've got pretty decent looking offensive weaponry. Deploy the siege bombard, and let's target. I'm gonna switch up systems here. All right, we just got stunned. Some weapons just go straight through shields, man. All right, the bombard is firing, so that should, warning, corrosive gas is detected. All right, corrosive gas is on board, and it's in a very, very manageable place. So we were able to just get that immediately. All right, so we have to make a decision. Do we warp out of here, or do we fight? Oh, this is cool. So this is the room that heals husks. Boosted sub-husk. I do have a missile. I'm gonna target their shields with it. Let's see. I haven't taken any damage just yet, to my knowledge. There's a lot going on, though. Oh, that's a lot of fire incoming. Okay, one got through and actually hit my crew here. All right, it looks like I'll be able to take them down. And I think it'll be worth it for the scrap. It's a necessary risk. These games are all about risk and reward. There we go. Missile just caught fire to their weapons bay. We've disabled 2 of their weapon systems. Corrosive gas is detected. Let's see where we get hit with that. Missiles are ready. Let's go ahead and hit their weapon systems again. Yep, the enemy ship is preparing to warp. We just destroyed them. Excellent. And 55 scrap and 1 munition. So we're low on munitions, relatively speaking. I mean, we still have enough for like a few more combat engagements. But I mean, I wouldn't say that was easy. And the next encounter is another node, and then we get the shipyard. And I guess there is the merchant. You just never know what the merchant's. So let's go ahead and jump. Our crew's not ready, and it's a possessed frigate, which usually is bad. My gosh, 4 shields. All right. Oh my gosh. Little fleshlings, the blood golem. We've got a Stygian worm. There's a whole manner of nasty beasties over there. And you see how it's all red? If we board them, it's just bad. Like last time we boarded, our crew got really, really hurt. All right. So what do we want to do? Do we want to stay and fight? Not with 25 health and 4 shield. We'll see what our weapon systems can do if we can get in a slugging match. If I can fire a saber missile and destroy their weapons. We're not getting through their shields just yet. Saber's ready. Fire the saber. There we go. We've made impact with the weapons. Intruders detected. It was just like a little dude that immediately got killed by just an Imperial recruit. Uh-oh, here comes more. Oh, we lost a crew. All right, you've got to kill this guy. And I think we actually have to warp out of here. I don't think we can win this fight. Oh my gosh, did you? Just a full-on broadside. Okay, we're warping. There was another boarding action just about to happen. Oh, so what do we need? We actually need all of these things. We're in a situation where we need to repair hull points, heal our injuries, construct a machine slave, and scavenge munitions. We need to do all of the things. What do we need to do the most? Honestly, it's healing the injuries. We're falling behind the curve. Look at how few crew I have now. I can't get any more shields. I guess the one thing we could try to do is increase evasion chance. The grim darkness of the far future. This sucks. All right, I bought 2 more power. All weapon systems are powered up. And I gotta figure out, I guess we could increase invasion, but like, is 20% worth it? That'd be 25%. You know what, we'll have to do it. We have 1 extra power, and we have 5 extra scrap metal. We really, really need a good event. You come upon a militia depot. They are stockpiling munitions after learning of an imminent Imperial invasion. So I could raid the depot, or I could steal some supplies because I have a launch bay. I think whenever I see one of these options, I feel like that's probably the best one. So we'll do that. We got 8 munitions, which was absolutely necessary. And luckily, no one's coming in to try to shoot us down for, you know, having been a little bit of a thief. All right, yep. Oh, Cult of Blood. And what do they got? An Aracone frigate. Why does everybody have 4 shields? Energy beams, heavy disruptors, and a thunder cannon. That thing's big. 12 hull strength, 30 evasion, and 4 shields. That thing is a very, very formidable craft. I don't know how many people they have. I guess my sensors are low, or they have some kind of like a cloaking system. But my crew's ready. Oh, I can't hit. I could destroy the shields. So we're gonna do that. And all weapons are on auto fire. Extreme heat detected. All right, have we killed everybody? Okay, we've got fire, a ship, but we can just air it out. All right, their weapons are down. So I guess there might be, yeah, there we go. That should be it, right? Where'd you come from? Hey, there we go. So do we want a Fury missile template or 12 munitions? It's 12 munitions. We'll recall the crew. That ship was actually pretty easy to destroy. And we've got 42 munitions, and the crew is barely hurt. That was a successful encounter. And the reason was we just warped, took out their weapons. We took no hull strength damage. And we're off to see the shaman, the wonderful shaman of whatever this is. Oh, look at that. Are my sensors just like, do we have no one in sensors? Is that the issue? I've witnessed Imperials forming alliances with cultists. Interesting. Hey! Oh, they're just all Corsairs. And then we got Blood Witches. I would actually love, well, I have no money, even though we had a pretty big fight there. So I can't do anything. But why? I guess at the end of the day, what we did successfully do was avoid major combat by hitting up the this location with a merchant. Man, and that's a pretty formidable ship. So my evasion is 35%. It would be great to get more. It'd be great to get some money. Maybe we should have taken the missile system and then we could have sold it and probably bought another Corsair. I need some events that will like get me more crew. We got so many of those early on in our run. Oh, let's investigate this ship. You learned that the hauler was not intercepted by an Imperial patrol, but rather by raiders from a rival clan. Okay. And we've got 2 intruders, which are infiltrators. Okay, so they're gonna board us. They do have this thing, and it's a decent assault barge. All right, so here's the enemies. He's got 30. That's a husk. That husk got to get out of there. Corsairs up front. Raiders right here. And we should be able to win this combat encounter. And we're going to counterattack. I haven't used this. I'm not entirely sure how good Siege Bombard is. I guess it just fires and continually fires salvos at the cost of 3 at the beginning of battle, so it will help whittle down their shield. That's sort of what I imagine it to be doing. Oh, they just launched another ship. All right. And we will auto-fire all weapon systems on their shield generator. We're just destroying them. Oh, they sent 3 husks. That is manageable. The issue is my fighting crew is all the way up there. So this Imperial recruit's gonna have to like do the thing long enough to hold out till the Corsairs get here. Get out of there. All right, what's going on this side? All right, we took out their entire crew. Recall the crew, turn off auto-fire. And once again, everybody's weak. We probably should have, like a few times ago, we had the option. I got this bombard thing. I should have gotten a med room. I think that's what it was. So, but we have made it to the Stargate. And from here, we get to continue on into the stars. You approach the Stargate. Things are dark and ominous and full of terrors. And we get to decide where do we go. So we can go to the Imperial core worlds. And this is, wait a minute. Is this the end? Oh, we're at the core of the, this is the core of the Empire? Okay, that's probably gonna be bad. You arrive at the Imperial core worlds. Ahead of you lies the terrible artifact known as the Vault of Souls. I assume that's what we need to take out. All right, we definitely are gonna need the shipyard. So we got a merchant shaman, but that, so we can have at least 2 safe encounters and potentially 1, 2, 3, 4 combat encounters. That is the way we need to go. But before we do that, with all of our scrap metal, I've got 2 till I get to the merchant shaman. I think we do want to upgrade our evasion. So this would be 140. Man, we lost a lot of very valuable crew members. All right, once more into the breach. Imperial Destroyer, 35 evasion. They do have an assault sled that's 4 people, and they have a crate. I think we got to do this. They have a bombard cannon too. All right, we're gonna target their weapons, and I've deployed our bombard cannon. Our sensors are jammed, Captain. Our sensor strength is 1, but the enemy sensor strength is 3. Plus, they're more than likely gonna board us. That's a lot of like husky boys. Oh no, that's an Imperial Marshal. All right, I think what we're gonna do is you have to recall the crew. Yep, and they're sending their boarding thing. All right, you, oh, they're gonna hit what, right here? Okay, they just boarded with 1 dude. All right, we fired a missile. Opening salvo, their shields are almost down. There we go, we got some hits. Hopefully that missile doesn't miss. Did the missile miss? I think the missile missed. Wow, that's a big salvo. This is just insane. Can we win this fight? Oh, they boarded. They're gonna board again. I can't deal with it, man. All right, do you have anything good? Corsairs and necromancers. We don't want any necromancers. I think we definitely need the Corsair. We need more crew. We're just dropping precipitously. And what else can I buy here? Death cultists. We don't like the death cult. Summons 2 ghouls in targeted room, but you know. With the rest of the munitions, I guess we could repair. Oh my gosh. Repairing costs 1 scrap? I thought it was 15. Sometimes I'm not very smart. All right, so med drones. We're gonna buy all these meds as well. Hull integrity patches. Yeah, these things, these consumables, I think are pretty incredibly powerful. Now, what is this? This goes into the tool slot. You have a tool slot. All right, so what we can do, actually, hold on. You 2 get out of there. Heal all allied crew in target room. Bam. And there's a little bit of a cooldown. All right. Yeah, I need to do that. Charges depleted. Well, how do we get more charges? You're the medic. Yep, it's one of those cases of like the more you play a game, the better you get. Seal all breaches and repair 2 systems damage in target room. You know what? This guy has that, and I haven't been using it. I think we're going to need that. Excellent. And we've got some recruits and some Corsairs handy. So let's put the recruits back in the systems, and then the Corsairs ready here as backups. All right. That looks about as good as it's going to get. You know what would be interesting? If I could have boarded with more people. Anyway, we need to get to this shipyard. There is a merchant ordnance, which would be fun and all, but we're probably going to want the shipyard to re-up before we have to fight the Vault of Souls, especially considering... No, actually, I think we're okay. Hey, no enemy ships. That was an absolutely empty system. I'm surprised. Shipyard. Captain's log. Star date, I have no idea. Stuff is crazy. Do we want to heal our injuries, construct a machine slave, or scavenge munitions? We have 39 munitions. We have full health. I think we need the husk. That way we'll have an extra little dude running around. He'll at least be a body. Grant poison immunity to self and nearby allied crew for 120 seconds. And you know what? We need this. We need to do this Exalted Regent stuff. Consume ritual materials to summon a Redeemer. So I don't know what that is, but a Redeemer sounds pretty cool, right? I'm assuming it'd be really cool if it was like a Space Marine type like angel thing, you know, but I don't know. All right, this is the second to last encounter. We have an Imperial Strike Craft, 30 evasion, 4 shield, 16 enemies hull strength, and lots of weapon systems. And the entire crew is mostly recruits, but they do have a marshal. So that's a pretty sizable opponent, as well as considering the fact that, you know what? I don't care, man. We're gonna take out their weapons. Just gonna kill some people, take out their weapons, and dip. We're gonna fire all of our ordnance. We're gonna try to, there we go. And we can heal these dudes. All right, they've disabled some of their weapons. Corrosive gas is detected. Man, all right, what's happening here? We got hit right there, and we're about to get gassed. Ooh, that's not the best. So we'll air out the engine room and then the side room. Oh, we got poisoned, I think? We took them out. Now what we're gonna need to do is we need our medic. All right, let's warp out of here. Ooh, well, it is what it is. This is it, the Doom engine. Who's got this? The vast and terrible vessel appears before you. It is a Doom engine, an infernal monument to interminable war. Its transmissions are incoherent, but the hostile intent is clear. Okay, let's do a quick assessment. Kowalski assessment. Ooh, 55 hull strength, 4 shields, 25 invasion, and blockout launcher bays, ion missiles, storm artillery. Okay, I'm probably like ignorant, but the weapons do look pretty beastly. It's a storm artillery 3 and a blockout launcher. I think the play would be to take out the weapon systems. We're gonna fire our deploy, we're gonna deploy that. And I think the only chance we have is to take out shields. They've got a med bay, they've got a boarding thing. We're gonna have to board them first, hopefully. And, okay, good, excellent. Now, which one do we think is more dangerous? Ion missiles or the 4-shot volley? I think it's that. So we're gonna take out that weapon system. Corsairs, be prepared to repel invaders. Everybody, we're all gonna die. Holy biscuits, that's a conqueror. And Elivius, he's got 110 health and he does 5 damage. We need to recall the crew, I think. And did they also launch their boarding party? Because if they're sending space marines at me, we've got problems. Can I repair this room? I think I can. I just killed one. All right, gotta recall the crew. And we have a berserker on board. And am I out of med bay stuff? Medicals? I'm out of medicals. I'm summoning a redeemer. What does the redeemer do? All right, they've lost a little bit of hull. I think we have 2. Oh my gosh, my weapons are not on auto fire. So we're targeting the shields, and then our missiles are going to be targeting their main offensive weaponry. Now, there's a chance. Corsairs, you're up next. I wish I had more meds. Okay, I can't hit that room anymore. Can we hit their engine room? Oh my gosh, dude. They've got another Conqueror, and I've just sent in 2 Corsairs. But, oh god, look at that. Recall the crew. Did you see that? That was insanity, man. We're going to have to shoot this out. We're not going to be able to use boarding, which is unfortunate considering the fact that, you know, we've been largely winning our battles with boarding the entire time. You know, I should have upgraded with my scrap metal before jumping into this, at least doing evasion and stuff like that. And I'm going to just switch missile to auto fire. What is that? Oh my gosh. Oh. I'm going to summon another Redeemer because I think this is the end of the run. Extreme energy detected. By who? Them? Please tell me it's not them. Ooh, and this missile is Saber missile. I love how I can hover over it even in pause. Is about to make impact with this weapon system. Their storm artillery. And it missed! All right, I've got 2 Redeemers. Crew's stunned, even the Redeemers. Good. Look at how many shells are going on here. I like the Bombard Cannon. It softens up their shields and allows some of my other weapons to get in. I probably could have used a med bay more, but it's not entirely useless. Oh my gosh, was that 3 missiles? But if you look at this, we've lost 1 hull and they've lost 16. I'm out of meds. I have this, repair drones. I have plenty of repair drones. Teleport self to target room. No, Baron, you need to stay here and man the ship. I guess I could have sent him over, but I feel like you cannot escape fate. Well, you know, I'm sorry for even thinking about it. I'm sorry for even thinking about wanting to live. Get some, dang it, all 3 of those missed. We need to hit the shield generator. She can't repel firepower of that magnitude. And this thing is just loaded with Space Marines. I assume, were they Imperial or Chaos Space Marines? Wow, shields are down. Boom. Yes. Extreme energy detected. Woo! Incoming. All right, stuff hit us. Not nearly enough. What's going on, guys? Are we winning? I guess I could power off the launch bay, but I don't know. There's nothing really I can put in it other than maybe door control. We got the Redeemers on board. I can't directly control them, but I don't think I really need to. Their shields are fully up. Wow, how did we pierce that? What of my guns is able to get through the piercing? Ooh, they're healing somebody back here. Look at this. I love how you can see the doors opening. Deployed. Oh, this gun. There we go. Another good hit on their weapons. 3 missiles. All 3 made impacts, I would say. Missiles away. I've got so many munitions. You pick up an anomalous reading from the enemy ship. No, I do not. The battle continues as it's going because it's going in my way. Please do not Deus Ex Machina me right now. Suddenly, shock husks. Okay, this is manageable. Intruder alarms. Enemy systems protected. Enemy crew reinforcements. Shock husks. Okay, they're just kind of everywhere. We've got Imperial Recruit versus Shock Husk. That's an easy win. And we just gotta have to assume our Redeemers are gonna help out too. They're doing a good job. Whoa. Nothing is targetable right now? Another extreme energy signature. Okay, why can I not see what's going on in my own ship? Survive. Okay, we got a hull breach. How do I heal that? Engineer. Husk. Everybody get in there and repair. Excellent. Now get out of there. How are we doing? Got him down to about 50% health. I've taken about 3 damage. Wait a minute. Okay. I was like, why did I lose missile control? We took some hits on the weapon systems. Man, their shields are fantastic. What was that? I guess I could just... I was like, one of my weapon systems was not targeting. I'm targeting everything on the shields for a moment. I guess if we could really, really damage that... There's all this weird stuff going on. I don't know what that is. Some weird stuff happening on that ship, man. On the Doom engine. Missile away. Boom! That's a big hit. I would feel a lot better with more crew. Extreme energy detected. Oh, shields were at 50%. Okay, we took some big hits. Okay, that's problematic. Redeemers are helping here. Missiles are offline again, and we desperately need those. Oh my gosh, did you hear that? Wait, did they just open up another hull back there? I thought I just repaired that. I wonder if it's because I switched. Someone's about to die. Who is it? Oh, you guys are just, hey boss, we're just hanging out here because you told us to chill. There we go, we repaired it in time. All right, missiles away. 18 out of 55. Nothing's hit, man. That evasion is really doing its work. Our evasion is doing its work. Plenty of munitions. Extreme energy signature detected. It'd be great if it depleted their shields for these big attacks. Shields are at max. Okay, they were until they weren't. Big hits, big hits. Oh, you know what I could do? I could use these, right? Seal all breaches and repair 2 systems. Okay, and I have 3 of those. I have plenty of those. I need to use them. There's a critical bit of information that I need to remember. As long as this guy doesn't die. Missile away. We just took 2 hull health off of them. As long as we continue to damage that. Oh man, that's 3 of those. All right, what's going on? It's just a slugging match. I feel very uncomfortable. All right, get ready to use the repairs. Repairs are ready, Captain. There we go. Get out of there. There's a fire. Why are those doors open? We'll air it out on that side to get the fire out. Well, that's a lot of stuff coming in. We haven't done a lot to them in a while. We're about even health, which is unfortunate. We've used 2 out of our 3 repairs, and everything is missing right now. Their evasion is just nuts. I think the only thing really doing the work is actually my missiles. I wonder if a missile strategy would be the play if you just had tons and tons of munitions. That could be kind of fun to try. Am I not deploying the siege bombardment? Oh my biscuits and gravy, no wonder the fight stopped. Like, when you account for the fact that we have so many crew members, everything is blinking red on the screen. Like, literally everything is blinking. You can easily miss, like, hey, your siege bombard is not deployed. And as a result, you're not softening up these shields just a little bit. Missile through. And I think evasion and missiles are probably already deployed. I guess, do I have to continue deploying that? We're getting really low on munitions. I think I need to, like, not deploy the siege bombardment again, because we need to use missiles to basically take them out. Oh my gosh, this is hectic, man. I'm like sweating. My heart can't take it. Please, please, please go. Boom, boom, boom. Missile away. It's gonna make impact. Takes 2. Yeah, that missile is the thing. The Saber missile. I'm glad we upgraded that when we did. We also got our Redeemers, and they're doing great. The enemy's at 5 health. We are at 12. We've been at 12 for a while. Now, as long as we can do some work before, like, these next energy signals. Although, as memory serves, in FTL, I wish this could recharge even faster. The ship doesn't, like, die right away. The boss ship in FTL. I'm hoping that's not the case here. Okay. Extreme energy. We've got 1 more repair kit ready. Wow. Evasion for the dubs. Our missile was almost not auto-locked. Doesn't matter where it hits, and it disrupts the weapon system, so I think that might be better. They're down to 1 hull point. If it's one of those, hey, we're about to blow up, we're sending 12 Space Marines over to crush you, I'm gonna be a little bit mad. All right, Saber missile. You may fire when ready. There it is. It's gone, and boom! Oh my gosh. Ship unlocked. The Grasp of Ruin. Vanquished the Doom engine. The enemy has been vanquished. Have we won the day? Difficulty unlocked to Torment 1. Hey, do you want this to be harder? I mean, no. At last, you have arrived at the Vault of Souls. Within it, you find a grand altar, ablaze with argent fire. You plunge your hand into the flames. The searing heat of eternity washes over you and your crew. Your souls sublimate into the infinite ether, heralding the age of pandemonium. That's a whole lot of nothing for me, buddy. I'm a space pirate, and those are big, fancy words. But I've fulfilled my destiny, and the mission's complete. Ladies and gentlemen, am I the best captain of all time? Absolutely not. But we have achieved victory
I thought that was the year. After a long and terrible voyage, the crew of the vessel Triumph of Heaven emerges victorious. Their achievement has been enshrined within the Vault of Souls. So we got Apollo 14, Aelin, Gloom, that guy, Ulvin, Hortron, Fulvius, some Husks, an Engineer, and Kronar. That's awesome, man. So if I was to do a new game, I've unlocked the Witch, and I have currency, which I can unlock mutants, cybernetics, and there's a whole lot of things. I don't even know what these are, but one of these are going to be Space Marines. I know it. Where's the Space Marines? We'll unlock the Witch. Thanks for watching. Let me know if you want to see more.